Hello, I'm little baby Chadley and I'm here at the Towngate Theatre in Basildon, Essex, interviewing Graham Sanford, one of the managers of the theatre, discussing about the Towngate itself and what it does for the community.
My role is operations manager, so that basically means that I'm in charge of the day-to-day running of the theatre, in charge of the box office, selling tickets, making sure we have enough cleaners, bar staff, ushers, that kind of thing. So it's quite wide-ranging actually.
Due to the reopening of Towngate, it's volunteers have come rolling in, but is there any more volunteer and job vacancies available?
Well, we've actually increased the capacity here at the theatre quite dramatically in the few months that we've been taking over. We started with a team of just 4 people running the theatre, but because of the demand and the amount of tickets that were sold, the shows that's coming on, we've had to bring in create 2 new full-time posts just to help us cope with that and build capacity. And on the volunteer side, we have something in the region of around 35 to 40 volunteers that come in to help us with everything from ushering to front of house duties. So we're building up a bit of a Towngate family when it comes to that. It's quite interesting when we have a social evening, I can assure you.
How many people can you actually hold in the theatre itself?
In the main house, we have 542 seats. That's over 3 levels. So we have the stalls and stall circle on the ground floor. We have the dress circle on the first floor, and then up on the second floor we have the upper circle. So it's a traditional horseshoe-shaped theatre based on the old Georgian style from a couple of centuries ago, but it works because it's not that big, and wherever you sit you're actually quite close to the stage, so you feel like you're there in the really good seats at the front, you know.
Yeah, and what do you have to offer for the younger generation?
Right, well, we've got a couple of things coming up, to be perfectly honest. Last week we actually had a theatre drama workshop which we started. Next week, which is the 17th of March, I think it's Saturday the 17th of March, we have a music writing and in the morning, and DJ and drama workshops in the afternoon. So that's quite interesting. And then at the end of March, perhaps the beginning of April, we're actually hoping to establish the Towngate Youth Theatre, and we've already got probably about 40 or maybe even 50 young people signed up their interest to coming in. We're going out at the moment to find the most suitable director for that, and it's going to be a weekly thing where kids and young people from all over the district can come here. They can learn the stagecraft, presenting, music, drama, direction, all of that kind of thing. And then hopefully each year, or maybe twice a year, we will actually stage a really large-scale production, maybe a musical, maybe a drama. So that's really something to be looking forward to, I think.
How do they come to you, or where do they go to sign up?
Right, well, we welcome anybody at any time to come into the theatre, just to have a look round. Obviously, if there's something particular going on in an area, we can't show them that. But if anybody, including young people, come into the theatre, we'll show them around, we'll introduce them to the staff here. And if anybody's particularly interested in becoming a member of the youth theatre, then we've got some application forms down on reception. It doesn't cost anything to sign up. And we'd be looking to maybe, as I say, start that and hopefully in April time.
Carrying on from that, with that, would you ever hold a battle with the bands, local groups?
Well, we're actually working very closely with the Youth Development Manager at Basildon Council, and we're developing with them something called the Boom Room. Now, I don't know if anybody, if you went to the Basildon Festival this year, but they had the Boom Room up there, and it was such a huge success that they've decided to recreate it on a monthly basis here in this building. And we're very lucky that apart from the main house with 540 odd seats, we also have a small studio theatre of, I think it's 188 seats. But we're really lucky with that room because they can be folded flat, and so it's a huge, great open space in there for the the boom room to take place. And the boom room is going to be various workshops on DJing, youth bands and that kind of thing. So we're actually trying to engage young people and get them to give us their support as much as possible.
What performances and shows have you got coming up?
Right, we have on the 14th of April we've got Alexander O'Neill performing, and we're very lucky to get him to come here, and that's already a sold out show. And then we have probably about 20 or 30 shows going right the way through to November, the end of November. And in September, for instance, we've got Frank Skinner coming here. That's selling extremely well. We haven't yet put on sale some of the tickets. They'll be coming on sale in the next couple of weeks. But we have Jenny Eclair coming down. And last year we were really, really lucky that Jenny Eclair has written and produced a stage show called Grumpy Old Women. And they came to the Basildon Towngate Theatre for its very first showing anywhere in the world. So they came here to us last year, and they're coming back to us again this year with a different cast and an updated score. So we're actually quite proud of that.
What have you got any important events coming up?
Well, we've got a couple of things coming up which the Towngate's really quite pleased to be involved with. At the beginning of July, so I think it's the 7th of July, we have the Basildon Business Awards, and that's an opportunity for all of the business people in the town to come, and they get awards for various kinds of things, for working in their community, training, technology, all that kind of thing. So we have probably about 450 people here. There's a big dinner, everybody's in dinner jackets and big posh frocks and all that kind of thing, so that's quite nice. And then in 14th of July we have the Veterans Day show, which is in commemoration of everybody that served in the armed forces. And then later on in the year we have of course our pantomime coming up in December, so that's quite a big sort of important part of the Towngate's calendar.
Looking forward to the future, do you think that it would become as big as the Brentwood Centre and hold more bigger groups?
Well, I actually think we're probably at that stage already, to be truthful, for the main fact that somewhere like the Brentwood Centre is a multi-use centre, so it's used for sporting events as well. Well, we have, since we took over the theatre in April 2006, we've actually increased bookings by 180%. So we're now having to really turn people away almost, because the dates that they could have had maybe the year before, they're actually being taken by other groups and other things. So it's actually quite a good position for us to be in. I think that as we go on, we will only get bigger and better, and I think there'll be more and more things going on in the Towngate. And for a personal point of view, as somebody who's lived in Basildon all my life, I think it's great for the town as well, because you get an awful lot of people coming through the town centre in the evenings to come to the theatre, and it's sort of dispelling some of the myths about town centre being sort of like nothing to go and see or do there.
In the past you've held different events for weddings and stuff. Will you be putting them on again?
Absolutely. In fact, we've had about 4 inquiries to hold wedding receptions here. Admittedly, only one of them is actually booked so far, but I think it's quite a good testament that the place is kind of regenerating as it has over the past years. So yes, we certainly will be doing anything like that. Yes.
What different shows do you have for different age groups, like the adults?
Right, okay. We have, for instance, I think it's the 9th and 10th of April, we've got Basil Brush coming, which is one of my personal favourites, and I insisted that my boss actually book that one because I think it's fantastic. We've just recently had Dave Benson Phillips in the Get Up and Go show with Big Bear. That was a huge success. And of course, as I said earlier on, we've got the pantomime coming up, which we're just in the final stages of negotiation with the companies and what have you, but I think I'm safe in giving you sort of a bit of a scoop by saying that we will be doing Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs here, and it will be the first professional pantomime staged by the theatre here for probably around about 11 or 12 years. So we're actually quite excited about that kind of thing. And then on the adults side of things, we have various kind of shows coming up. As I said, we've got comedians like Frank Skinner, Jenny Eclair. We have some tribute bands coming on from the older generation may like Stylistics and that kind of thing. But every month now we've also started up a comedy club. And this is on the end of this month. At the end of March will be the third one, and we're expecting a sellout in the Mirren studio. It started out, we had maybe, I don't know, about 80 or 90 people. The second one went up to about 140, and this time we've already sold 50% of the tickets in advance, so we really think we're going to have a sellout, and that's a huge success. And of course that's aimed at adults.
So thanks for your time, Graham Sanford, and good luck in the future.
You're welcome, thank you.